Welcome back, Team DWC. It's your boy TWP Popcorn. Y'all already know what time it is. Day in Paradise. Y'all know that. Link up with me every Wednesday at 6, and then Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m. Unless y'all really like me, then you can catch me on Spider Pig at about 8. I wake up early on Saturday just to watch cartoons with y'all, whether y'all want to or not, right? Because we going to do it regardless. Shout out to the have a set schedule. That's what we like to do around here. We don't want to try out premium. It's a good product, but I don't need it on that account. I have it on one account. I don't need it on all 50. Unless y'all want to get into premium together. We do a family plan just like me and my brother. Let's see, where's my chat at? Chat, chat. No chats. Chats, I don't know. Yes, I don't know. Let's see. Find my stream. Here we go. What's going on, Matt? Appreciate you for stopping by. Y'all better go check it out. The Matrix, man. He has a good vibe going over there. He usually does karaoke on a regular basis, which if y'all like that karaoke, y'all definitely want to get over there, right? Right. Let's see. Let me drop my Bob Me a Coffee link. That way I know I'm officially monetized content out here. Ain't no waiting on YouTube. We keep us a bag. Shout out to the Team Deepwater Cultivating channel. Y'all know to hit up the Cultivating channel if y'all need something for real, as far as growing and grow information, because we do a lot over here, but it's really cracking over there. Shout out to keeping it cracking. Messing with this, my nephew was playing with it a minute ago. He might be back, he might not. I'm not sure yet, because he wanted to go grab him some toys to play with real quick, and we appreciate that. But anyways, let me check and see what my camera looks like. Go a little bit higher. Slide that way so it's off the speaker. It's not going to stay straight today, but you're going to learn. Make sure I got my screen all the way in there. Shout out to the studios, though. Y'all see what it say? We have low views this month, but that happens. It's YouTube. What you expect? Some days we get views, some days we don't. And the days we don't, we usually post so we can try to get some more. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you might not, because y'all probably just watch YouTube and not be about it. Shout out to people that watch YouTube, because that's why we on YouTube. People watch this stuff, so that's why we do it. And if you don't want to do it, hey, don't hate on me for doing it, because, I could be sitting there just watching content and scrolling through a short video feed just like you, but that's not how we do it. I like how Rumble never restricts my videos, so I've been having less restricted videos because I go through Rumble. Me, myself, I just age restrict them so that way they don't try to restrict them for me. But you know how YouTube is. They like to do goofy stuff all the time. And by doing goofy stuff, there's a lot of goofy stuff being done a lot of the time. We're at 1,316 subs now. Shout out to the people that are new. For those who don't know, you can come right down here to your recent subscribers and see who all they are, especially if they're content creators, which is a very useful tool for some of y'all. But I know some of y'all don't like tools, so you ain't got to worry about it. Looks like the homie Jacob Brown is at 933 subscribers. Y'all know to go look up Jacob Brown, y'all. That's exactly as it sounds, Jacob and Brown. He's at 936. And if you see him in my comment section, make sure you go over there and get your networking in and help him reach his goal of that 1K, because he almost there. I might come back through and bucket drop for him later, but we're going to return the favor to put him at 934. Yeah, see, networking. We teaching y'all something new every day. Damn, Pro, what up, though? appreciate you for stopping through and hanging with your boy. Y'all know to go check out Grant Gambro, aka Lil Terpene. I got that sticker sitting here in this pile of stickers I got from I Love We Live. I appreciate that because that's some nice stuff y'all got going on over there. Y'all ain't heard none of the Lil Terpene's flow. I suggest y'all get over there and get it in because it's worth your time. But anyways, we're not going to sit here sidetrack too long because we got some videos to get into. And since we got some videos to get into, we might as well get to them, right? Right. Y'all know when we were banging over here, shouts out to DJ Is. He came through with some streams on us. And we was checking him out. Definitely checking him out. Is he going to play? Because we're going to let him get his little 2 seconds of fame if he going to play. But if he ain't going to play, we're going to keep it moving.
All work and dedication. All work and dedication. I'm addicted, I ain't dedicated. Murder the beat is premeditated. All work and dedication. All work and dedication. I'm addicted, I ain't dedicated. Murder the beat is premeditated.
Alright, y'all see we got Spider Pig in the building. Shout out to that pig, y'all know that's one of my other channels. We got 4 of them, but only 3 of them are making content at the moment. Popcorn NFG hit 100,000 views, so I retired that piece. Retired it because, you know, that might be a little wild over there. I might not like that channel in the future. I might fall in love again and have to take some of those videos there. I doubt that part, but you know, anything's possible, especially with your boy. Unlimited possibilities. Y'all know to go check out that B Homie on his own channel. We got a video of his in here anyways. So that's why I said let's get to that playlist. Icky sticky ooey gooey. The main part of today's video topic ain't even about growing weed. It's just about growing in deep water culture and hydroponics in general. So, you know, we got some more information for you. Since they a little bit picky on the cultivation channel right now, I got 2 strikes over there. So I'm trying to lay low, but y'all know how I do. I don't give a fuck. YouTube can go ahead and play themselves out of money because that's how I see it. Like, hell, I'm putting out videos doing reviews. If the person whose video I reviewed don't like how I reviewed that video, then let them tell me. Don't sit here and try to tell me, oh, they took your monetization and they took your ability to have that video up because it makes no sense. But let's make some sense by clicking. Let's go. Okay.
Remember, quitting drugs is viewed more positively than never taking them. Until we meet again.
Step 2. Adding soil amendments. Once your garden area is clean, it's time to add organic soil amendments. These materials take a while to break down, so it's important to add them 1 to 2 months before planting. If you have the luxury of time, about 6 to 8 weeks, you can add kitchen waste such as banana peels, coffee grounds, and vegetable cuttings. You can either spread the kitchen waste on top of your soil or bury it within the bed. If you're planning to plant in your bed right now and don't have 6 to 8 weeks to wait, bone meal is an excellent choice for immediate planting. Bone meal provides a quick release of essential nutrients, especially phosphorus, which supports root development and flowering. Before adding these amendments, you'll need to remove any mold layer on top of your soil. To ensure the amendments mix well with the soil, they need direct contact. Step 3. Applying compost.
You can strain whatever you want, you can get indica sativa, never rolling plain chain. I know some people, if you want drop 50, we ain't gon' cop any. Little mama got plenty, so many strain, puffin' the flame, nothing but dro. One for the brain, one for the body, one for the soul. Running with strange, keeping the party under control. Up, away, flying, how far are we gonna go? Smoke team in the building, got 'em, it's what the deal is. Recognize coming with Burns, Felix with Phil, County boy, got the liquor. Castle was on the fader, Stevie came with the greenery, mixing multiple flavors, whatever you want, homie. Tell me when to say when. How about you and your friends? Come get with me and my friends and keep it real with me, girl. I don't wanna pretend like this is a new thing. Really, that's what it's been like.
Welcome back to Who Chose. Today on Who Chose, we're
Okay, so the first video I selected for us to actually have to go through, you know, we got our advertisers, then we got our commercials, then we got dope shit that I just like in our video. But today we're gonna be looking at the big homie Hoocho. Shouts out to Hoocho. If y'all don't know Hoocho, y'all better get over there and go fucking get some information done on him. Because after this video, you're gonna want to know a little bit more about everything he's into. Which he's into a lot because he's been into hydroponics for a while now. He was one of the first people that made me really take a deeper look into hydroponics because when I first looked it up, he's got so many systems. I mean, NFTs, DWCs, RWWCs, all types of systems. He's basically got every type of hydroponic system that he's already done some type of content on. So y'all know this is one of my cheat codes of where I go to get information on stuff I don't know. So I'm just letting y'all know to go ahead and lock in with that big homie. Shout out to Hoochos. And he don't mind drinking a little beer after he gets through putting in that work.
going to be having a look at this. This is a 120 square meter market farming greenhouse startup put together and run by Rob. Now, this is Rob Cross, and he has been on a journey from conception through to market of building yourself a greenhouse, organizing all the plants in there into a way that you can take them from seed to market and make some money. That's the hope. Yeah, that's the hope. So do you want to give us a little bit of a background about yourself?
I've got 20 years experience on the big farms, mainly growing tomatoes, cucurbits. And doing that's actually what encouraged me to grow my own. Being a commercial sprayer on the big farms, I really didn't want to eat what we send to supermarkets. What the big guys demand, we spray on them, the chemicals, the fungicides. So that inspired me to start growing my own. Well, being a dirt farmer is slow and tedious. Whereas hydroponics, I got a lot more out of it. You know, I don't have the patience for dirt. Whereas hydroponics comes on a lot quicker and you yield what you put into it.
Absolutely. All right, well, how about we go inside and have a look at what you're growing? All right, so let's start with the greens that you're growing in your NFT system. What market demand have you found for greens? I guess what varieties have you found most popular? And what would you recommend for growers entering this space?
Good question, mate. That has surprised me too. The lettuces, I've tried a few oak leaves, a few reds, a few greens,
That's
a
what's up.
butter lettuce. Customers keep asking for
What
colours.
up, though, Corey?
So I've got
Good
some
to
cosy,
see you.
both some red and some green.
Beat after beat. What up, though?
I found that wrapping the lettuces up late the night before, wrapping the roots up, wrapping those up in a bag and bagging them, they sit on the shelf nicely the next day.
Yep.
Customers are loving them. They sit in the fridge lovely for a week. And as lettuce goes, they don't taste too bad either.
Absolutely.
The herbs walked off the shelf on Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, that surprised me.
So what have you got in the herbs?
At the moment, I'm doing basil, coriander, dill, chives up there, chives, and spring onions.
Yep.
An agronomist who did help set me up could not specify any more the importance of putting chives in a hydro system. He did explain it to me, but it was in an agronomist language that I just nodded and pretended to understand. As he said, what the roots expel, what they do, helps the water, cleans the water. It's an insecticide. It's a sacrificial plant for certain bugs. So I've got quite a few in.
Yeah. So you're using the chives as a pest control as well as a sacrificial?
So y'all just got a great tip right there. That's using chives as a cover crop because not only is it putting things back into the water that can help other plants out around it, it's actually got good cover crop properties to it. You know what I'm saying? You know, put that on your notepad, however you take notes. You know what I'm saying? Rewind it back. You know what I mean? The What you say,
Been told
don't?
that's correct. Yep. Same with my basil. You'll see basil is first line of defence, first row at the door. And I'll put basil every 15 rows. Yeah, okay. Over the years, I've seen grasshoppers climb over tomatoes to destroy a basil plant.
And you have to forgive us. The humidity in here is phenomenal. Like, I'm dripping right now, which is actually really good.
Yeah, no, that's great. The plant
Temperature isn't any higher though.
No, it's not. It's about 30 degrees outside. It's about 30 in here.
Yeah. So let's talk about the greenhouse that we're standing in. Where did you get?
Yeah, for those who didn't pay attention, he said 30 degrees. Those are Celsius, not freedom fighters. You gotta know the difference between Celsius and freedom fighters, right? Right.
All your ideas and what was, I guess, the design based upon and made to accommodate for environment was.
YouTube.
Corey,
Yeah, I
did you
watched.
remember I'm only doing about 8 buckets at a time, so I need you to cut that recipe down for me on my numbers. Because that 8 buckets is only 8 gallons. I ain't mixing a lot of water and a lot of plants when I'm mixing, but hell, you know what you're talking about. Just remember that. What up, Six Bows? Y'all know she's back.
Hundreds of greenhouse construction bills. Why did I go to 3 bends? Convenience of a simple hydraulic bender.
And I've seen your bender. It's just one of those simple press jigs, and you bent all of these pipes yourself and did the welding yourself.
Yeah, very simple. A little bit of gasless MIG.
Yeah.
The welding was cheaper than clamps and bolts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of shortcuts were taken for the price. We're probably looking at about $3,000 for the greenhouse.
For the whole greenhouse.
For the whole greenhouse.
My
Damn.
4.4 by 8 greenhouse cost me.
Now that's phenomenal right there. Even said I built it myself for like $3,000, and y'all see that's a nice size space. And y'all see the overhead space, and then you got what's that? At least 30, 40 foot long area. Yeah, he did that. Anyways,
$2,000. So this is like a lot cheaper per square meter.
25 mil or 1 inch gal pipe. A couple of rolls of shade cloth. A roll of thick. I went thick. Greenhouse film.
Yeah.
This is the Noosa hinterland. We do get some wonderful storms.
Absolutely. And you went the same basic design as me. You've got the impermeable roof with the shade cloth sides, and that is perfect for our climate, which is, you know, what they burn at Noosa area. You're looking at really good environmental conditions year round. And you were saying that
Temperatures drop here. We get down to 0 through winter.
Yeah.
So I will be putting up roll-up sides all around it. Yeah. I've got leftover roll of the roof material.
Yep.
So I know it's going to be a pain, but I'll roll them down every morning and roll them back up every night.
So Rob's about to build another greenhouse next to this one. Now, what would you change if you were to build this greenhouse, or when you build this greenhouse again?
what up, Charlie Bear? I see.
I'm going to do it the same. It was so easy to put up in a couple of days.
Yeah.
The plastic, I've had no problems with it. They're giving me 3 to 5 years use out of it. I've been through some good storms and it's held up to all of those.
Yeah.
I am going to get a bobcat in. I want the ground flat. I'll probably get the bobcat to dig the holes for the ICBs as well, because that's fun with a shovel, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so the first system we're going to talk about is the NFT. Walk us through the nutrients, pH, EC, everything that someone needs to know about taking lettuce to market using this system.
Okay, I was lucky enough to have my nutrient designed by an agronomist. He measured my water, tested my water, and has built, as he calls it, a lettuce food for me.
Yeah.
And I love my lettuce. I use a Jiffy Pot as a base. I might be able to see the remains of a Jiffy Pot.
Absolutely.
That lettuce is about 2.5 weeks old.
Yeah.
I plant every Monday. And at the moment through summer, we're probably harvesting every 4 weeks for lettuce.
Okay.
Lettuce has worked really well. I can't question the way the lettuce has grown. I did add bok choy, wombok. My basil is showing certain symptoms. Coriander, kale. They all showed a discoloration.
Yep.
They didn't suit the lettuce food.
Right.
The food was made for lettuce. So I am going to divide half the NFT off, run a different reservoir, and change the EC and the pH. These guys love 1 to 1.2. I can't complain about my lettuce. I think they're growing really, really well.
And this is nutrient specific too. So for my nutrient, I found that 1.5 is the perfect EC, but that depends on the nutrient you're using. Don't just take that and apply that to any system that you've got. But for your nutrient, 1.2.
1 to 1.2.
Yep.
In winter, he did say I can get up to 1.5.
Yep.
These guys have got more experience than when I am lucky enough to get their time, I just listen.
Yep.
I don't argue and I don't question. So when I follow their rules by the letter, I think it works perfect.
Absolutely, and the results speak for themselves.
Yeah, I'm really, really happy, and the customers loved it on Saturdays at the markets.
Absolutely, yeah. So how are you packaging these?
I've found that if I put a small bag over the roots and keep them wet in that Jiffy Pot, and then put them in a lovely lettuce bag, they're sitting on a table in a marquee from early morning to lunch. They're not wilting, they're holding up shape, they're keeping their colour.
Yep.
Customers are really happy with them.
You're also bagging up masculine mix?
We did try that on the weekend. It was the wife's idea. I have trouble saying this. She was right. I hope she doesn't see this, but hey, I've got to admit it. She was right. We used,
Shouts out to his wife for being right. You know, you can't always be the right one. You can't always not tell people they're right. Yeah, shouts out to getting that information though. You know what I'm saying? What up, Sid?
4 different types of lettuce. She used the beetroot. I actually spoke the other day about growing more coloured lettuce, red lettuce. But yeah, no, she did a great job of that.
Flow rate in this system.
Yep.
I can see that you've got one 4mm hose coming out, and it's running at a rate of, that looks like about 750 to 1 litre per minute from your 4mm at the end.
Correct.
And the fall over the whole system?
The rule of thumb I was given was 3 centimetres per metre fall.
So you went more though. Per metre, because it's 3 metres,
These
right?
pipes are 3 metres, 12 plants per pipe.
Yeah.
And we've got about a 9.5 to 10 centimetre fall.
Okay, yep. So, 3% fall.
Yep. I have heard you mention on shows more would be fine. And to do it again, I actually would go a little bit more.
Okay. And do you get cooling issues?
No, I haven't had anything at all. The only issue I did have is I had some 6-week lettuce up at the my first trials.
Yep.
And they did start to clog up a little bit, and I had a little bit of water coming back out.
Yeah, absolutely.
But to fix that, all I've got to do is find someone with a 3D printer, make some end caps for me, and I'll be happy.
And we haven't talked about that. Sorry.
See, that's funny that he made a joke about 3D printing, because if y'all pay attention to the cultivation channel, that video I did over there on 3D printing was a Hoop Show video. So you know your boy Hoop Show is actually doing his thing out here. Shout out to getting a 3D printer. That's gonna have to be one of my next business deductions, because it's gonna be a big one. And when I get shit cleared back out, I know exactly what I need, right? Yeah, we're gonna get into it. Y'all know how we do. Building it up.
I mean, realistically, the only thing you need to do increase the fall is just raise these up.
I think
What
there's
up,
a
Izzy?
bit of wood here to raise these up because there's some new heavier lettuces here.
Yeah, sweet.
Now, again, these are about 2.5, 3 weeks old.
Yep.
And I planned every Monday, as I've said, in the design for harvesting them on a Sunday or a Saturday.
Well, you should just blame the guy that helped you put these in, really, because he's done a terrible job.
Oh, mate, when you get free help, you just got to take what you get.
So down there in the corner, we've got a 1,000-litre res for the NFT.
Correct.
And it's a Davies pump, so it's a house pump.
Yes.
That just runs 24/7, pumping up to all of the channels.
That's working like a dream. It hasn't failed.
So technically, Hucho just said that he actually helped him set this whole system up, which is fucking amazing. So, which is why he need to go back and get that content and show y'all what the final project yielded. You see what I'm saying? He's like, well, let's see, we put the project together. I helped him design a few things. I got to still do his end caps because I'm the 3D printing guy he was talking about also. But you know, it was all free. The part that he paid for wasn't free. But then the part he was saying he gets done for free is the BS. Like, oh yeah, you pay for the system, but that includes me putting it together and helping out, you know. And that's the good thing about being a consultant. Shout out to Hucho. He helped me out with a whole lot of it, because I keep telling you, we got to book the end. We're trying to pass it around. Y'all know y'all ain't got to pay. Y'all just got to be down.
I run one small filter on it.
Right.
One trick I did find was a really quick build-up of algae in the tanks.
Okay, yeah.
And a simple can of black paint.
Yeah.
In theory, if I could have got the black 1,000 litre shuttles, but they're hard to find.
They're like double the price too.
They are.
If you can clad it, it's even better because you get that the gap in
Yeah.
the insulation. But I mean, you do what you can. Is that restricted at all?
I've got it coming up to the top going left for the NFT and right down.
Yeah.
And the feedback is turned to half.
Right.
And I've got a standard 13mm pressure hose handle underneath.
Yeah.
Just to spray it, just to aerate the water.
Cool.
People say that you need aerators, fish tank aerators. I can put my hand in. I've got no slime. The surfaces of the walls are clean. I'm happy with the aeration.
Well, also, when it's circulating like that, you'll get no mosquitoes. But the NFT itself, the nutrient film technique, which is what you're doing here perfectly because it's only a film on the bottom of these channels, it should provide enough oxygen exchange with the roots half submerged anyway. The media in the NFT is Jiffy Peat pellets. They look like extra large ones too.
They're the 40mm.
Okay, they're
I
large.
have been using the 30mm, actually the 44mm,
Yeah.
and I have been using the 30mm, but I won't be using Jiffy pots anymore.
Right.
A box of 1,000 was costing me $100.
Okay.
Now a box of 1,000 is around the 300 mark.
God damn.
That makes it.
From 2.5 cents each to over 10 cents each. Okay. I'm going to go to the Rockwool cubes that I can get for about 3
From
cents
1 to
each.
300,
You're not
that's
cutting off
crazy.
yourself.
I think I'll go the pre-made.
Yeah.
Because the amount we're talking about at
It remind
that
me of that,
price. There is a cube.
it remind me of that video Six Bowles did about, who was that, Raising Cane's chicken. Said, I used to be way more chicken than this. That's that bullshit stuff. And inflation. We're going to talk about that one of these days as a community. Shout out to the community.
Cube called an Oasis cube.
I've got a pack of them at home.
Oh,
They
shit.
are actually. They're very cheap.
Big in America,
Yeah, yeah.
really big. Haven't seen a affordable supplier in Australia yet.
Any cost that adds to your production, it's not like me where I'm, producing to eat myself. You are producing on a large scale. Anything that eats into that bottom line, it's not insignificant.
With my lettuce seeds will cost me 2 or 3, 4 cents each. My Jiffy pots are now costing me 10, 15 cents each.
Mhm.
There's the small bag that goes on it for 2 or 3 cents.
Mhm.
There's the larger bag. I do 100 lettuces every Monday.
Mhm.
And at the moment, I'm probably selling 70, 80 of those each week. The time it takes to grow one single cos could be up to 5 weeks.
Yeah.
If I sneak 2 or 3 seeds into a Jiffy pot, I can create that 200 or 400 gram unit in 3 weeks.
Right. And that you just sell that in one
I'll
bunch.
sell it as one bunch.
So
Yes, I'm
that's
paying for 3 seeds, not one.
right.
Silly thing to say, but if you smell those roots are fresh. If you look at those
Yeah, they are.
roots, they're white, they're clean,
I love the smell of
clean roots.
cos too.
It's lovely.
Lovely. Like it is a clean smell, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, these are the Beto cups.
Yes.
What's the size of the net cup? That's a 3-inch net cup. Look at
Look
that.
at those roots for healthy.
I love that. And we'll have a look at the bottom of those. Look how white those roots are. And what's this? This is parsley. Parsley. I should know that. I hate parsley though, so I try and stay as far away from it as possible. That is NFT done well. I love that. Now we can burn it. Can you pull one of those lettuce out for me?
I can. An oak leaf lettuce.
I'll have a look at the roots on that too. Like, look at that.
That's
That-
3 weeks
that-
old.
That's
What's today, Wednesday? That will get harvested in theory, on Sunday.
you can see the NFT working there as well. All right, so next we're going to talk about your Beto bucket system. Now, these are commercially available Beto buckets, and you're growing cucumbers, correct? Pickling cucumbers?
Long greens, short greens, and a white cucumber. They're trials.
And multiple different varieties of indeterminate tomatoes.
Correct. Yes. 5 different varieties. They're commercial strains.
Listen,
Disease resistant, blight resistant.
So
I
the
can't
whole
complain
size
about
on
any of them.
tomatoes.
But 2 really excelled.
Mhm.
I had this thought in my head that my customers want big, beautiful tomatoes.
Yeah.
But at the markets, I've been surprised that 50% of the customers actually want the smaller tomatoes. Some prefer the bigger. I prefer the bigger. I prefer the flavour in the bigger tomato.
Yeah.
So I've just got to grow a bit of mixture of both,
Right.
which is great. We've got some varieties here like the Petulia or Atia. Oh, they're stunning.
That's the most important thing. You don't want to not have a variety because, you get people who don't like having tacos on fucking Tuesday, okay? But y'all weird people that don't like tacos on Tuesday, that's because you don't have to grow your own food. You have to grow your own food, you would appreciate the availability of having tacos every Tuesday. That means somebody did something right. Y'all know how I get, you know what I'm saying? Excuse the tangents.
Like what's come off there, Mrs. B? I've got 50 plants. I've picked about 120 kilo off these so far, and I can't see why there won't be another 200 kilo to come off them.
No, they're just so healthy. Like, the green in the leaves is phenomenal. It's really hard for you to see from all the shots that I've been taking, but they are just loaded with fruit.
They are.
Like, it's all back in behind the canopy, but there is just so much fruit on them.
Find an ugly piece of fruit. Find a scard or a weed or an ugly bit of fruit.
Not that I've been looking, but there's not been any blossom end rot. There's nothing throughout. And the method that you're using to hang them or to train them, I really like because it looks a lot easier than the string it up method that I've been using for my tomatoes. Can you explain that method for us?
Definitely didn't invent it. On the big farms where you have the kilometre rows of tomatoes, this is how they're tied up, right? So we use the wires on the big farms, and they run a wire every 200 mils. Mm-hmm. I'm using a string, which does the same thing, and I will tighten them. I will pull them as tight as I can and tuck all the branches in. Mm-hmm. They keep their weight, they keep the fruit. What have we got? 12 plants between post to post.
Yep.
At a guess, there'd be 200 to 300 kilo of weight there. Yeah, right. In between leaf, branch, and fruit.
Yep.
So they're holding up quite well.
And the string that you're using?
One of the produce stores, standard Bailings twine.
Yep.
I think it's about $30 for 2 kilometres.
Cool.
So I've got no problems in the end, just cutting it all out.
And then just starting again.
Yep. I run the tomatoes through a simple garden mulcher.
Yep. And the way that you've got them tied is with, it's just screws.
Screws, yes. On the big farms where we have the wire, we have the concrete wire. Twisters for the wire.
Oh, yeah. And you come along with a hedge trimmer,
hedge trimmer. Doing the inner rows a bit easier than the plastic row.
Yeah, right.
But I have cut meters off the top of these.
And do you desucker them or anything?
I did cut probably 2 or 3 of the branches off the bottom originally. So I could get to the buckets, so I could see the buckets weren't blocked. I haven't pruned them as you would the lead.
Cows for the cows. I gotta stop and make sure we do our networking. We are a networking coach. We gotta show y'all how to do shit, in other words. You see what I'm saying? You see how the big homie over here in the chat? Hell, I might as well get one more person watching the chat by watching my own chat, right? Right. See, I'm glad the new homie came through and reminded me I was slacking over here. I forgot to get in my own goddamn chat. Because ain't nobody but family in this at the moment, not just family. You know, Corey came by. He kind of crazy, so y'all gotta be careful fucking with Corey. But Gym 10 plant food is pretty decent. We, like he said, we got a re-up on the way. Hey, we ain't gonna talk about it. We're gonna show you what we do with the next grow videos. Hit the like, if you don't like your video, or anybody else. Sorry, mute. I've already checked your references on my other phone. So you're good to get a wrench. Make sure you do some networking as seen in said video. And the only thing left I gotta do is hit the 3 dots, go to channel, and we can get back to the video because I'm gonna go check on that later. See, that's how easy networking is for some people that don't know how to do it, right? I gotta show the new people. That ain't saying you don't know that you knew, but some people don't know how to network. That could just help them out in life in general. I had to tell my nephew that the other day. Pick a channel you like. Okay, these are all your crew members. Make sure you say something on everybody comment who ain't got nobody else said that to them. They'll be your best friend.
So let's talk about the Beto buckets themselves. How many litres are in those buckets?
They're an 11-litre Beto bucket.
Yep. And you've got 2 plants in each bucket?
I do. Going back to what the agronomist said, they suggested 25 centimetres per plant spacings, which was 50 centimetres of Beto. Mm-hmm. My biggest issue here was going to be humidity in here and mold, mildew, funguses.
Right.
So I jumped to 60 centimetres.
Okay.
So I've gone a little bit further. I've had no issues with any mould. I've had no issues with any disease or any bug pressures.
Yep.
We look at the sticky strips. I got some flies. I got some mozzies. That's
But
all I've
again,
got.
I mean, this isn't sealed yet, this greenhouse.
No, there's still a few ends that are going to get done, but
That will get done eventually.
it's just
But
the free labour ran out really quick. You just finished here now.
what grade of perlite are you using in these buckets?
Standard grade of course.
Yeah, it's a coarse grade.
Yeah, by memory served it, I think I was getting about 10 buckets per bag.
Okay.
So it's about $2.50 a bucket for the perlite.
So coarse grade of perlite, and it's irrigating through, that looks like, what,
20 mil PVC pipe.
20 mil PVC pipe?
Yeah,
Just a
it's-
hole drilled in it?
Yeah, 2 mil hole.
2 mil
I
hole?
looked at the options of emitters with pipes, with drippers.
Mhm.
They require a pump running 24/7.
Right.
I didn't want to do that. The electricity is still something you have to pay for.
Absolutely.
So I've got 2 mil holes drilled into the pipes.
Yep.
The pump comes on 5 minutes every hour at the
Okay.
start of every hour.
Yep.
The tank keeps getting agitated and turned around at that rate. At the start, I did have the pressure up too high.
Right.
And I found that I was either forcing perlite through the elbow and the grommet,
Yep.
or I was flooding the systems.
Okay, yeah.
So I've just backed the pressure off, and
Working.
that's working really well.
Absolutely. So that brings us to the next talking point. It's the nutrient for this system.
Yep.
Now, you're using a specific nutrient. What's your EC? What's your pH?
pH, I'm happy to keep it about 6.2. Yep. My dam water's 7.
Right.
So I do knock it down a little bit when I fill up each day.
Yep.
And I've been instructed to keep my EC at 2.8.
Brilliant. And that's your water source, your dam.
Yes.
Okay. Your filter?
No, I don't.
Okay, straight out of the dam.
I pump from the dam to a 44,000 gallon tank up the hill. So that gravity feeds down to my IBC on a ball float.
Yeah, cool. So that automatically tops up, and that will cause your nutrient to drift down.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. I top my nutrient up twice a day.
Okay.
Usually about 5:30 when I come out each morning.
Manually?
Yeah, I do.
So these are the filters you've got on your system. Do you want to explain what they are and what they're there for?
The standard house, the bottom two are just standard household under sink filters.
Yep.
In the household, you'll have 80 and 200 microns.
Right.
I've changed those to 20 and 60 microns.
Yep.
The top filter is just a standard irrigation filter.
Okay.
I really probably clean those. I check them daily, but I only really clean them once a week or once a fortnight.
And that's just to stop the nutrient clogging up the holes.
The scary fact would be that the 2 mil holes start to get blocked.
Yeah, okay.
That's the other reason why I like to cut the foliage above it, so when I walk the rows, I can actually see them all squirting.
Absolutely. And then the buckets just drain straight back down. What size pipe is that?
We've got a 40 mil pipe, which is the
Large,
required size for the betos.
Yep.
And gravity with the hill feeds it back to the
Nutrient
1,000
tank.
litre tank behind you. I've got a big float pump in there.
Yeah.
And I'm only probably using 30% of what the pump puts out. How many litres in there? There's about 700 litres in there.
700 litres in those. That's a good size too.
On a good day, I'll use 300 of those.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So that's why I'm topping it up.
And
morning
you
and lunch.
measure that by turning the flow valve off and seeing how much it drops.
Yeah, I have seen that. It's only recently that I've put the ball float in there.
Oh, right. Okay, cool. So that means your nutrient will be dropping down by half in a day.
Yeah, but I've seen that starting at 2.8 in the morning, coming in here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, seeing my tank down to 200 litres, testing the tank to find that the nutrient strength's only 1.2, 1.4.
So they're stripping it and using the water that much.
Correct. Yeah,
That's crazy.
but they're loving it. So
Well, they're producing. They need the nutrient, you know?
I was very surprised with the growth rates. I'm happy with the growth rates.
Absolutely.
I love the fruit that's set on.
Yeah, it looks wonderful.
Thank you.
I originally would have assumed that the reason that you have smaller tomatoes here in the front is because you're rotating the plants through, so that once you decide that these have run their course, you can then move over to this as your primary producer. But that's not the case.
No, that makes me look better, but I'm pretty sure it's not true. The first row there were the big tomatoes, 5 varieties, and the second row here were cherries, yellows, orange, and an orange grape. And when these orange two grew, they were beautiful. They were the tallest, they were the healthiest, the greenest. The leaves were fantastic. The plants were just amazing, except they didn't have any flowers.
Right.
And I'm looking at these plants over the top here going, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
But yet I'm looking at all the other plants in here going, they like the nutrient, they like the water, they like the pH, they like the EC. So these are growable, but there's too many changes. So I've tried 3 different other trials of cherries: orange grape, a yellow grape, and a firecracker. Red grape with a white stripe in it. I'm seeing some great flowers on these. I can see some clusters all through these.
So you think they're going to yield already?
I'm really happy with these.
Yeah. And up the end, I've seen some of the beautiful banana tomatoes.
Yep.
The yellow ones.
Yeah, they
They're really nice.
You were at the market with me on Saturday, and we were both blown away by customers.
They were just scrambling
reaching over each other.
Yeah.
And that would be funny though. Imagine you pitch to the bank because you know you done been listening to me, got your credit up. You go into the bank and they tell you something like, "Well, Mr. Harper, what do you need for funding?" Well, I found this property that I can, get establishment set up on, which can be my little temporary base of operations, which we ain't talked about that. We already talked about that. Y'all know how we do. We out here making ninja moves, but we ain't gonna talk about it too much. But we gonna explain it in the video. But anyway, he said he made this whole setup for about 3 bands as far as the greenhouse. Now you tell the bank that mother gonna cost me the 300 bands, but now I got it for 3. You see what I'm saying? This is how you do it. Somebody going to jail, but not me, right? Yeah. We got you approved for a big budget. That's why you get your consultations. Boy, you better hit that buy me a coffee.
Just actually elbow another way.
There was one point where
What up,
I was
Biff?
crowded around the camera and the tripod, just completely oblivious to it. And I was standing back, just watching, going, "This is great."
Big
B-roll."
homie slid through. What up, DJ is?
It's all trials. Before the market, so I would have suggested I was going to grow 4 rows of big tomatoes to 2 rows of cherries.
Right.
Well, the next greenhouse that's up in the next few weeks will be 4 rows of cherries, and I'll have 2 rows of big tomatoes up here.
Always got
Fresh and
good
fresh tomato.
video
There's
to
a lot
watch.
of fresh tomatoes, and then there's some great colours. Some of the bottom row to start with. I mean, that's
your
China
boy,
greens.
though.
That's a beautiful tomato.
It looks perfect.
It'll cut with a butter knife. It's
Yeah.
a lovely flavour.
Yeah.
Will it match up to your black creams? Oh, I don't know.
But, that'll keep way longer.
Yeah.
Because I know my black crims, I end up giving most of the ones away when I get like big yields because they're very soft.
Shout out to that homie Biff. He out here on some BS running 1 gallon without a trellis. Hey, that sea of green got fucking crazy. I seen you over the other day over on Higher Desert talking about that. I was like, oh, Piff, yeah, he went through a young battle out here. Hey, sometimes we be doing that. We be like trying to test something out, thinking it's gonna go easy, and then we fucking wind up with a battle. I ain't gonna talk too much about too many more battles. We almost there for this one though. He got a nice little greenhouse setup though. I like how he got the NOT on one side, and then the other side he's got straight RDWC system for those who don't really know, but then for those who don't know, he's running perlite anyway. So that's a good setup though that he's got going. I appreciate that. That's easy hydro. You see what I'm saying? But whoever says it's not good to do hydro outside don't really know what the fuck they're talking about. Because look at these 2 setups. You could have just had those outside without the greenhouse to protect it from the bugs and stuff. But that's why he said, man, look, we ain't got shit in here as far as bugs because there's only limited ways for them to get in to begin with. Then other than that, hell, they don't really want to be in here. So they got the rest of the outside to be messing with. Imagine that. It's a good thing about indoor outdoors type shit. Like, no, we get plenty of sunlight. I don't see no supplemental lighting in there at all. You see what I'm saying? Like nothing. Nathaniel. Like, where's a light hung up at? You see what I'm saying? And even got things for whenever he does hang up lights. So what's that mean?
They won't refrigerate well. The meat bruises very easily. But these style of tomatoes, they keep.
You can change that. You can actually alter that yourself a little bit. Spraying calcium on it, calcium carbonate, or different forms of calcium will thicken the skin and provide a little bit more shelf life. Yeah, right. That's the only 3 things that I've sprayed in here would be copper, Kosai blue,
Right.
dipel, because I leave the door open and I haven't fixed the gaps, so I didn't get a few butterflies. Yeah.
Okay, so the dipel's good for
The Heliothus.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Shouts out to the
Butterflies
people
will drop
lurking
lay
in the
eggs.
bushes
Yeah,
on
you have to
Rumble.
put a dipel over it. When the nib It's eating their
I'm
way
still
out
in
of
the
the
view
eggs.
count, so I appreciate
Any
that.
touch of dipel. Or if they start eating the leaves, goodbye as well.
Yep, and that's the residue that's on the leaves here. So that's fungicide.
Copper,
Yep.
which is Kosai Blue.
Yep.
A big 10-kilo bag's about $100.
Cheapest chips.
And well, that bag will probably last me 2.5 years. You'll notice that on the lower leaves, I just haven't sprayed anything for probably 6 or 7 weeks.
Yeah, but it does tend to stay in the greenhouse.
In the greenhouse, there's nothing to wash it off.
Absolutely, and you can see that on mine as well. How long would you expect a tomato plant like this to go for?
Well, these are indeterminate, so really they'll just keep going and going.
Yeah.
But I won't be lowering them, I won't be leaning them. I'm hoping that these small ones will carry me on a little bit further.
Mhm.
I will have the next greenhouse up and running soon.
Yeah.
And again, they're all trials to me, mate.
So you'll run these as long as they're bearing decent yield.
Correct.
Right.
And shape and size.
Yeah.
What up, Heather?
Clusters too. One little thing. When a cluster comes out with 5, 6, 7 pieces of fruit,
Yeah.
I always pick off the last 2 or 3 flowers because I prefer my clusters to have 3 or 4 large pieces of fruit,
Right.
instead of 4 or 7 small pieces of fruit. Copper has a 1-day withholding period for chemical use.
Yeah.
Dipel has no withholding period.
Okay.
And calcium has no withholding period.
Look at this tomatoes.
Pull them out, mate.
They're just.
And that's how they're picked for market too. I pick them the night before sale.
Do you leave the heads on them?
No, you never. Always take a calyx off, because when they're in the box or in the bag, they will roll, and the calyx will scar up and scratch the other fruit.
Oh, right. So, very cool.
Yeah.
Like, have a
dropped
look
them facts.
at those tomatoes. Just so good.
They're the petulia. I'm really happy.
So I guess one of the major issues I've had in my greenhouse is pollination rates. And you're not having any problems.
No, I've been lucky there. I hope to believe that the shade cloth curtains, the walls, do help. We get wind outside. These plants knock and they rock and they move, so that helps. It makes them stronger too.
And the varieties are technically self-pollinating.
That's what they're listed at. You pay the big money for that.
That's what I found with my F1 variety that I'm growing in my Dutch bucket system. I didn't touch them.
No, you shouldn't need to.
They just pollinated themselves.
Yep.
So that's a major benefit over the top of your heirloom variety, the black coon that I have anyway, because I know that that's not self-pollinating. Oh, I actually want to try one of these. So these are the banana toms, and some of them have this really nice green pattern down the side.
If you pick them a couple of days ripe, or a couple of days before, they actually have a green stripe.
I've seen it. It looks fantastic.
But as they ripen, they'll lose their colour.
Yeah.
Except for the new firecrackers that I'm growing down there are red, and the white stripe doesn't come out until they're ripe.
Oh, okay. I'm going to give it a go.
Yeah, they're quite nice.
Oh, yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Really good.
You'll be leaving the remains. You're not getting the seeds, by the way.
I'm eating them. Why can't I have the seeds?
The yellows are a determinant. The yellows are only about 1 metre and a bit tall. They're planted in between some...
The bananas.
Yeah, the yellows are bananas. They're planted in between some cherry bites.
Oh, they're a determinant.
They are a determinant.
The bushy type.
Yep. Anyway, there's no tips to take cuttings off.
Right.
Shout out to that Mountain Dew sponsorship.
I can't have the seeds.
Oh,
so that means
that
they're not
brother
in
No
that
Fly
No,
in
they're
that
not in
building.
that one.
What
This
up,
is
bro?
an old heirloom one that I purchased through a bloody
She
group.
ain't been for a beautiful second. Troller, no trolley. Hey, that's Pete Gutter, man. I'm already subscribed to him. It says, see, shout out to the network, and I ain't even have to do much. But anyways, let's go back to my chat, because, No Fly, I might want to drop a link or something. He's a fly guy. Shout out to the big homie for coming through. Appreciate that. Make sure you look right in my chat, though. You know what I'm saying? But I can't be in here looking like a geek off the street. It says the playback don't continue. We ain't even worried about the video playback. I already know that the video is fire. Boom. Throw that boy a jacket, though. He might do something with it. Anyways, back to our video. Get this one out of the way, because we still got a whole nother one. And it's long AF too.
That's brilliant. That is. Yeah. It's all gone. So are you serious that I can't have the seeds?
Mate, you helped me build half this greenhouse. Of course you can have the bloody seeds.
Oh, good. So this is actually only a facet. I mean, it's 70% of what you do at the market, but there is another 30%.
The indoor plants.
Right, correct. So let's have a look at your indoor plant nursery. So this is your nursery for all your indoor plants.
Yeah, it's been hard work, mate. Cheers. Cheers. Thanks for your help today.
Yeah, no worries.
That's good. I've found that I can attract customers to see the plants and then buy veggies. Or I've actually had customers come over to buy veggies and then say, oh, wow, your plants are amazing. And the plants are my wife's love and passion. So to share a hobby, mine being the hydro veggies and my wife's being the plants, to share that passion together and unite it, expand and make an income out of
Look
it.
at talk about
happy
that
days.
relationship
Have
goes.
those create income at the same
Be
time.
in the garden, bending them over together.
It's usually beneficial. You have to go multiple different places.
Well, that seems to be working so far. We never knew how big this would get or if it would get, but the response has been great. Certain markets on the Sunshine Coast, Pomona has been a fantastic market. But when you're at the market, could you stand still without people walking up and just talking to you?
No.
You couldn't. How friendly are the people there? Yeah, and I don't find them as customers. I just find someone who's going to come over and share the product that I'm growing and then give me money for it. And I'm really enjoying it. And the people at Pomona and other Sunshine Market, it makes the job a lot easier if you can enjoy it.
Thank you, Rob, for having us and showing us around your 120 square metre greenhouse.
The start of a few to come, mate.
The start of a few to come too, so it's obviously working for you.
Customer demand's there.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I get up every morning and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm in the greenhouse at 5 o'clock every morning. I got a coffee in hand. I'm walking around checking ECs and pH. I love it. I jump out of bed to do it. I'm not being sarcastic or silly. I really do jump out of bed to do it.
Yeah.
So, and the response at the market of people just happy to buy fresh produce.
Well, thank you for letting us in and letting us see your process and all the hard work you put in to take to market every weekend. And hopefully it's given you guys some information that will help you if you're on the same path as Rob. And I wish you all the best with all your market stalls that come. So if you're around the Sunshine Coast region in Australia, head down to Pomona Markets
Saturday mornings.
and go and see Rob. And he's got some really delicious hydroponic produce for you.
Thanks, mate.
No worries.
I'm not the only stall holder there with some good gear.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of really friendly people there. So I enjoy it. I'm sure the customers will too.
And it was a really good atmosphere. Pomona is a lovely place in the world. And that markets is,
It's not bad, hey?
pretty cool.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. All right, well, thank you for joining us today on Hoochos. Thank you, Rob.
Thanks, mate.
For having us.
She knows Rose in the
We'll see you next
building.
time.
What is going on, Quinn?
Happy hydroponicking.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hopefully you keeping them planties wet.
Actually,
I know you are.
it's cold.
Shout out to Hoochos though. Y'all know to go check out his YouTube channel.
In the bustling city of Pictureville, a group of
Y'all know our
extraordinary
video
individuals
sponsors
has
gonna be in
emerged.
the
No
building.
far and wide as superfood parents.
Shout out to the
They are on a
super
mission to
fans.
transform
You
their
did.
families' lives through the power of nutrition, one delicious bite at a time. Meet Chef Lakita Marie, the culinary mastermind behind the Superfood Parents Playground. With boundless enthusiasm, she welcomes you to embark on a thrilling journey to becoming a true superfood hero. But what exactly does that mean? In Nutriville, superfood parents are
I know it's
everyday
always a
heroes.
pleasure to see you.
These superfood parents lead the charge for better health, but not with games. They lead with carrots and whole food thoughts like avocado.
I mean, I did put your buy me a coffee in my top 10 buy me a coffees. So the least I could do is drop you a link when I see you.
And instead of masks, they lead with mangoes and berries. Fruits and vegetables are the disease-destroying arsenal of heroes. Are you a disease destroyer superhero for your loved ones? Fruits and veggies fuel the mission of heroes like Veggie Vixen. Are you a Veggie Vixen for your loved ones? Dedicated to ensuring their loved ones thrive with a diet rich in figs, fruits, and vegetables. Here's your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to guide your family to superhero status by reaching the highest levels of health and wellness daily. Become a plant-powered titan, a superfood ninja, or even a face crusader by earning 5 points for every fruit and vegetable eaten. It's a fun-filled quest where nutrition meets excitement. All of the additional details are at superfoodparents.com for the full experience. Superfood Parents has also created workbooks where you discover the tools you need for success. These workbooks give you the heroic strategies to craft your grocery list like a seasoned hero, which means you now have a playbook to even track your weekly meals like a true champion. And then these remind you of nutritional education with word searches that will keep your family entertained and informed. So, are you ready to join the ranks of the superfood parents? Are you prepared to unleash the power of face and make every meal a heroic endeavor? If so, Superfusion Superfood Flavor finds the inventor and the ultimate superfood hero.
To become a sponsor, just visit superfoodparents.com.
Remember, super cereal that had all those water in the throat. And it's spring, and it is summer. I like to organize small water beans. Those are the best. Water around summer morning, not good for the late. Small water around zero, but this area needs to be amended because all those plants, they all the nutrients. I'm sure that you have thrown some bars, good organic material. Get these guys all out, and then start planting.
Shouts out to everybody getting a fall routine in. I know y'all got it going outside. It's almost Croptober for some of y'all. The time changed in August, which means we started flowering. So now Croptober's coming up, right? Getting weeks 8 to 12, I think. Yeah, we got us a nice little chill beat, so I ain't even gotta talk to her to be over it, right? Right. You know, it's like you get in the booth, I ain't gonna spend nothing for you. Let you hit the buy me a coffee and I'll give you a thank you message. Shout out to the buy me a coffee members. And our sponsors, because that's where they hit me up through. They all over there on the buy me a coffee. If you're missing out, click the buy me a coffee link. Speaking of sponsors, y'all know to go check out that W. Get y'all some of that energy drink that won't leave you with a harsh 2:30 afternoon feel either. It ain't got no crash to it because it's a little bit more of a natural ginseng stimulant. Shout out to the ginseng in the baby. One thing I gotta do is get some more of it, then we can do some more reviews on it too, right? That's probably a deduction though, so that might be coming up quickly. Shout out to the business accounts. Hey, y'all better lock in with the cultivating channel. We had to shut down our Money Mondays over there because they said we was doing too much. So you talk about placements, Jarvis. We don't want you talking about business. You talking about business is kind of dangerous to your ears. We see how you move. Yeah, they see the association, so I ain't gonna blame them for catching me. Yeah, they set my ass down and said, nah. You got 2 strikes. Don't even make good videos no more. They still up on the Rumble though, but hell, I had to delete a few off the cultivation channel, but that ain't nothing to it. That's the business one anyway. So whatever they say is good to make money on YouTube, that's the channel for that. Now TWP on the other hand, hey, I don't give a fuck. If you ain't kicking it off your platform, you can say whatever you want about it. I got the buy me a coffee back up over here. You know, we dropped the buy me a coffee link over there too, but we don't be pressing the issue over there. If they look at it, they look at it. If they don't, they funny. Shout out to all the people that be looking, but that be supporting, because hey, that'll help more people that do support look also. Like, oh yeah, he get a lot of people watching his videos. Not that many likes though. Not that many likes. So either he has a lot of haters, or people are just haters. Either way, it's not my problem. It's not my fault. Do I worry about it? Hell no, because we're gonna keep it trending. We're gonna wake up to 10K views on a couple videos in a couple days. Yeah, they got good views. They got good views. Shout out to the shorts and the content though. Content's evergreen though, so that's the good thing about it. Because we drop these bangers like today, right? Shout out to today's bangers. You really can't read. Well, you can see that a little bit. It says Vibes Collection number 7. Yeah, we went all the way back to the 7th collection on his other music channel, the one where you actually are linked in with his professional side of his beat making apparatus. So y'all know to go check out that big homie DJ Is. Then go to all of his pages. If you see anything that he got that says something about DJ Is, go look at it. He got Is beats, all types of ish. All the beats is everywhere though. You just gotta go look for them. I believe he's up to volume 33 or something like that now. Shout out to getting all these volumes, and that dude been putting in work the last 2 years. You know, he said I gotta show the big homie I can keep up too. You might be Morpheus Popcorn, but I'm the one. Like, he definitely the one to go to for them beats. So I ain't gonna tell you. You see, I ain't scared to put him in my video. Why? Because he got that copyright free presentation was on the YouTube. He made them just for y'all to vibe to. Shout out to the Vibes Collection because you know it sells itself, right? Everybody want a vibe. You ain't got no vibe. That's what's wrong with you. So let's see, if I recall right, the next video is going to be about root zone plants. But you know, we got a couple more commercials. You know, we got to pay them bills real quick. Somebody might have had to go actually pop some popcorn. You know what I'm saying? You might be popping over to the bottom of your coffee link. Leave a tab open for YouTube though, right? Come right back.
I cannot emphasize enough how much I appreciate you for the plants I already have in my collection has grown simply by knowing more about them, researching their native habitat, the history of their cultivation, their cultural significance in various parts of the world. So doing a deep dive and learning more about the plants in your collection right now will make you see them in a new light, and you just might fall in love with them a second time. Number 4, get rid of plants you don't love. Taking care of plants is a chore. Plain and simple. It's a chore because it's part of our beloved hobby of choice. But the more plants you have, the more care you have to juggle on a weekly basis. It's a beautiful amount of love with something, including a plant. Don't feel obligated to hold on to it. Imagine a world where you no longer have that plant. Like right now, look at that plant that is just giving you a headache every time you look at it.
Yeah. So like Fox Farms though, like I noticed like so if you're going to plant some Fox Farms Ocean Forest, you're saying. You plant a plant in there and you veg it out for like 2 months and you get that plant monstrous and you're ready to flip it into flower. Now you have to add amendments to there because there's nothing left in it to
back up just a little bit. When you say you planted it for a couple months and it took off monstrous, do you know what's in that makes that plant grow?
Synthetic salts.
That makes sense. It's pretty much what it is, but it's ammonium nitrate. So they spray this ammonium nitrate on sawdust, and that ammonium nitrate is like it's like acid on a fucking slug. So think of the organic and biology that's in there. It's killing. They put that on there. You can throw a pile of that. It's called nitralized sawdust, what the industry calls it, as an amendment to mix it, and that's what they buy. Roots Organic, a bunch of them do that as an amendment, and that's their nitrogen pack. And then they tell you they put a bunch of guano and they do other stuff. They don't put shit on it. That's what it is, and that's the reason the difference between a good quality soil and them. And you just explained it. It's shot up and it roots in bed and it did really well. But the thing it's missing is that now, like if you do in my soil or some good soil, it's not my soil, but the difference between mine and Fox Farm and all the case studies, Fox Farm with ammonium nitrate in the soil, that plant will shoot up really quick. It grows quick. And it's for tomato plants. We call it tomato, but same thing as tomato bars. Is it
No, don't make interrupting the Soil King, but hearing the Missouri side of things, shouts out to the Missouri side of things, because that's where I'm at. Y'all know me, KCMO all day, baby. Grandview, Longview, whatever the fuck you want to say it is, but it's still Kansas City, right? We on the map somewhere, somebody got to hate on us. It's 710. You see what I'm saying? It's 710. We got to hit up some of that oil, baby. This motherfucker look like I need to burn some of this off real quick, so, you know, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Shout out to these metric collectors. Y'all know if y'all need one, hit me up. I'll send you the whole pack. It's on the bottom of the coffee and the merch boxes. Yeah, you can customize your package to where it ain't just a t-shirt. You can get a t-shirt and some wax. Anyways, that's one for the nation, right?
Up really quick, and it puts off a few tomatoes. When it comes in that plant has no structure, it falls over, it's lengthy, right?
Yeah.
My soil versus the same tomato plant, you got a fucking heavy stalk, you got this plant that just fucking sits up and does its thing, and it's putting off tomatoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the difference. And why does mine do that? Because I have a living soil concept behind it. I want you to grow with bacteria. I want you to grow with fungi. I want you to do everything that is healthy in that plant. The last thing you want to do is feed ammonium nitrate to the tomato to your kids. The dinner table, once you know, you know. Kind of, you know? So,
Well, with any good soil, it just depends on what you're growing.
So this is day 3 of
Shout
the
out to Melinda
KOP
Elliott, though. You know, that's
challenge.
another level 2 buy me coffee member right there.
So one of the things that we're supposed to do is ask a question. And one of the questions I'm interested in is, what do you think about my channel? When I started this channel, I started it, well, for me, I'm a type A personality and I needed to relax. I have some disabilities that are related to stress. And it seems like people like them and watch them. But you guys tell me what you think. Bye.
Now, see, I only laugh at the end of Melinda's video because when she was talking about her disabilities, it didn't sound as if she put enough pause in between her video topic and her disabilities. So people don't like her disabilities. They like her videos, which are partially about her disabilities. Man, but you know how I am. I pick up the little things when I'm reviewing videos, right? Shout out to the little things, because that's what we do.
So just before we start, as this is going to be a rather chunky video, I'll include.
Oh, we double tapped on who show today. Shout out to the big homie. I tell you, that's why those people I know for information. Shout out to Love and Live show. Y'all know to go check them out in case you ain't been over there. They ain't been in the chat for a minute, but you know how I get from time to time. I be taking wrenches because, you know, we be having shit going on. Sometimes everybody ain't getting a wrench. Then I got to take wrenches from people who don't need them, so everybody has to lose their wrench. Then when you come back to the house, then you get it back. So we gonna make sure we drop that one for in real quick because, you know, I know they like to network. I know people like to network. Everybody like to go to whoever they don't know in their channel. So that's what them 3 dots is for. Let me check out who this person is. Oh, they got content? Because if you don't know, I got content and I'm in somebody's chat. Yeah, you're slipping. And then if the big homie don't announce me saying, hey, make sure you go check out my channel, I'll be like, well, he don't know how to promote me on my network. And so I'm going to have to teach them one day, give them a how to network video. Even when you're live, you got to be on top of your networking. Because guess what? It goes up. Speaking of things going up, I lost this bag that I had in a small series of fires. Wrote a story about it. Like, here it goes. That's the wrong screen.
Timestamps in the description, and also at the end I'm going to take you on an actual update walk around the greenhouse and show you what's been growing, what's been going on, the capsicums, the tomatoes, pak choy that I've added into the NFT, etc. So if you want to watch that update, just hit the timestamps in the description, and I hope you enjoy the video. Welcome back to Hoochos. Today on Hoochos, we're going to be building this. This is a hydroponic orchard filled with grapefruit, lemons, limes, oranges, macadamias, and lemonade trees. As well as that, we're going to be planting into this. This is my new root vegetable system. So in this, I'll be planting spring onion, which was actually a viewer's choice, radish, shallot, beetroot, onion, leek, carrot, and shallots. I'll also be planting some ginger, and I'll be replanting some of the turmeric that I pulled out of my last system. So, full system, full planting, and I'm really excited to grow some root vegetables in hydroponics. But first, I need to disassemble the old rain gutter grow system to make the new root vegetable system. I was actually really conflicted about ending the system because I was getting so many tomatoes off it. The pumpkins were going really well. The chili bushes, everything was thriving, but it just wasn't properly managed, and there were too many pests. I was losing a heap of tomatoes, as you can see on the ground there, and I just needed a fresh start with a new system. So I've got enough tomatoes, obviously, in the greenhouse, and I wanted to set up a root vegetable system. So what I'm doing here is I'm just recycling all of the cocoa. I'm removing as much organic matter as possible. You can see the roots around the bottom of all those. And I remove all the roots from the cocoa. As you can see here, as I refill. I didn't get all the roots out, but I got most of them out. The cocoa perlite will be absolutely fine with a little bit of organic matter in it. And then I just refilled all the tubs and we could start afresh. Now, because I've been so bad at remembering the plants that I've been putting in my systems, I'm going to actually go ahead and label all of these plants. Go me, I'm finally learning. So what
This is exactly why I keep either a pen or a Sharpie nearby. I got pens right here. The thing with my masking tape I use, which is in my green room at the moment, but I know exactly where it is because I know exactly where I'm gonna need it, right? Right. Keep that masking tape with a Sharpie or a pen so I can write down whatever the hell I'm doing is when I'm doing it. So, you got to stay on top of your labels. There's no excuse for forgetting what a plant is. And if you do, you better know what your names are anyways. And well, this was going to be better because that's what I was doing.
I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out all the seed packets in their respective tubs, and then I'll get to labeling them all, and then we can plant them. Okay, so I'm in editing, and the planting of vegetable seeds is monotonously boring. So I'm going to tack that onto the end of the video. If you want to see me plant out the root vegetable system, you can watch at the end. Other than that, just read your seed packets and you'll know what to do. Back to the video. Alrighty, now that we've got all of our root vegetables and raspberries set up in our root vegetable system, we can head over and set up our hydroponic citrus system. So this system I made from scratch using the 3D printable parts that are available on my Patreon. I've made it on my own and obviously had a little bit of trouble. So I designed a few extra parts specifically for this system. We'll have a look at those a little later. Essentially, they work with the existing rain gutter grow systems. So I set up.
Oh yeah, G-Body, bro. Like I said, Hoochos is one of my mentors as far as hydroponics. He's one of the people I actually first was listening to majorly back before I got started. So that's why I was Team DWC, because hell, I know how much to do with hydro thanks to Hoocho. Me and this guy got plenty of hours. Plenty of hours.
Set up the system, make sure it was level. If you want to see how to set up one of these systems, I'll put a link just above me. Obviously, I didn't do it all on my own. So I leveled the system, I set up the pots. Now with these pots, I've got 2 net cups in each pot. And I just placed them into the pots and filled up the bottom with a little bit of cocoa perlite. The cocoa perlite ratio is the same as usual. It's 60% cocoa and 40% perlite. This just gives you that nice moisture to oxygen ratio. So I mixed that up and added it into the bottoms of the containers before I started moving the macadamias from the old system. This is a volunteer kale that popped up in one of my macadamia trees that was being watered with the Blue Mat system. So I just removed it and headed over to the chicken pen and gave them something to eat. The Blue Mat system really wasn't the ideal system for these plants. I thought it might work well for top watering them, but I found it rather problematic as it drained my res a few times, or the sensors would just not be sensitive enough and they wouldn't water the plants enough. So it was a little bit too temperamental for my liking, especially with the amount that I really wasn't watching it. So I just filled up the bottom of those pots with some cocoa to start the wicking, and then filled around the macadamias that I put into this system. I did the same for the other tree, and this one actually had a bit more trouble getting in because the cocoa was a bit more moist. So now that the macadamias are potted up, let's have a look at the root systems of these ones. This is the grapefruit, lime, and Eureka lemon that have been in the rain gutter grow system over where I had it before all this time. And I've actually seen evidence that the root systems are doing really well. They're probably almost outgrowing all these pots, which is why I'm upsizing the pots, because more roots equals more fruits. Let's unpot these, repot them into these larger pots, and have a look at the root systems while we do that. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm going to do some adjustments to the trees themselves. As you can see, this one's falling over, so this one's getting some growth on the lower limbs of the tree, and I'm going to cut them back. I'm also going to cut them back about a third because we're just going into spring. First of all, let's transplant them. Now, in the bottom of all of these pots, I have two net cups. The holes for the net cups in the bottom of the pots are 15 millimeters. Now, the holes in the rain gutter grow systems now are 64 millimeters, which gives me a little bit of human error in drilling the holes, and it also makes it easy for me to put them in and pull them out when there's roots that have actually gone down into the nutrient solution. So as you can see, the roots have come out the bottom there. Just going to get these clay balls off the top. Now the clay balls were just there to stop algae growing on top, and also prevents some weeds. Some do get through though. So I'm just going to pull this out. Look at that. They're really healthy roots. I reckon I'm repotting this at the perfect time. All the endings are here, so they're going to just fan out as soon as I put it into this system. And now I can just fill around. And again. And that's the root system. Really healthy. Really nice.
Good morning, Maria. Always a pleasure to see you.
Very nice.
So
All right.
you're taking some more notes from my dude Vitro. He got these outdoor root zone plants, and then he's got these actual fruit and vegetable trees, which is interesting. I don't remember this part.
I'm going to remove a third. So I'm just going to take the tips. And off this one, I'm going to take the branches that are causing it to fall. So I'm going to take this one and this one, like that. I don't want this growing too far out this way either, so I'll take this one as well, just before this fruit. Very good. Okay, now we've freed up this central section. I'm going to put the rain gutter in, and then we can plant some more citrus. So this one is a blood navel orange, a container lemonade tree. This one is a dwarf Tahitian lime, and this one is a container Villafranca. Let's put the rain gutter in, drill holes in the pots that I transplanted the macadamias out of, and we can start planting in the rest of our trees. So while we're here, the spacing for these pots is 30 centimeters, 300 millimeter, and then each one of these holes is 300 millimeters apart. From then up to the float it goes
Strawberry
60
started
between
that.
pods,
They ain't did
then
shit the
30,
last month. They
then
just been
60
chilling,
between
which is
pods,
cool
then
because
30. So
I ain't
that's
in
how
a
I've
rush to do
spaced
too
out
much work right now.
these citrus trees. I'm hoping that gives me enough room. If it doesn't,
But my
I can
dragon
remove
fruits
the
are
middle
starting
pot,
to actually look
and
fruity,
then
so I'm
have
gonna have to
something
do some
smaller in there, like a garden bed or
short
something,
videos on the
that uses the
cultivation
same
channel to show
nutrients.
y'all
Now,
those.
with these citrus, I'm not going to wash the roots or anything. All I'm going to do is
That'll be my
fill
winter
around them
indoor
with
grow
cocoa.
videos
So
for
the reason I'm
2024
doing this is because
2025.
the amount of soil in their entire pot is negligible, and I'm not particularly worried
Technically, I got a lot of dragon
if there
fruits, so
are
I'm gonna have to
problems
look up
down
a
the line.
video
I'll
on
let
how
you
to grow
know.
those.
But the roots will venture out like they have with the other plants. Eventually, that soil will lose all its nutritional content anyway, and just become part of the nutritionless media. There we go. I've knocked a little bit of soil off, straight into the cocoa perlite. And we just make sure not to bury that graft. So now I'm just going to do the same for the rest of them.
What up, Kelly?
Now I'm just going to water them in. I can add in the flow valves and plumb it up. I'll probably leave that till tomorrow once these have all washed through. Let's water them in. I'm probably going to start off by watering these guys in with one watering can full of water first, and then I'll do a watering can full of hydroponic nutrient, just so that it gives them a little bit of time to adjust. There we go. Okay, so water first, and then 1 can hydroponic nutrient in each. I'll go through it and do that for all of them.
Yeah, that's the part that sucks.
Okay, so it's the next day, and we had a huge rainstorm last night, which is completely messed up
That's
the
only
work
9
area.
plants though,
It's
so that ain't
fantastic.
too much, right?
So I'm just going to go along. I siliconed in the 13mm barbs last night, and they should be dry by now, hopefully. And I'm just going to add in my tap and my piece of hose onto the ends so I can control the flow when I want to drain these. And at the other end, we can add in our float valves. One sec.
The thing I like about Hoocho is he always uses float valves so that whenever the system is low, it can automatically fill up. And it's not even electrical. It's all just freaking happening.
Setting this up, this is probably as good a time as any to show you the new design for the float covers that I've made. So these just pair with the ends, and I've added into the ends 2 little notches that these will just clip over. So you just notch
3D prints those also.
the ends in like this, and you've got a float cover, and that just flips back when you want to check it. How's that? So that'll protect the nutrient solution from light, and it'll protect the float from accidentally being pressed down and overfilling and causing your system to overflow. These are available in the exact same file as these, and they're optional. So I've left the old style, and you can add in this if you want to make your own float covers.
That's why I just say one of the mentors, because he got all this information available for you to, just go ahead, take and run with it. You see him say, he out here giving the game away. Keep telling you that's the YouTube way. We'll tell you for free. But if you hard-headed and need me to sit you down and pat you on the shoulder, you know what I'm saying, put it up here on the chalkboard for you, you know what I'm saying, I'll teach your ass. That's what I charge for it, though. Just like you got to pay for college, you going to pay for me to tell you the stuff you should be able to figure out now. But hey, that's what we're here for. Shout out to the Buy Me a Coffee. Get you a consultation. Speaking of Buy Me a Coffee, y'all know to go check out Love and Nearshore Buy Me a Coffee. We might have him in part 2 of our top 10 bottom of the coffee.
There we go. System's all plumbed up. Can turn it on. Sweet as. Just gotta make sure these are all turned off. So let me take you around and give you some updates on the previous systems that you've seen me build throughout the history of Hujos. So this is the potato system. Now, if you haven't seen this build, that's because I haven't released it yet. I filmed an entire build, but I've been giving you updates along the way just to give you a little bit of a taste of what's going on. Can't exactly hide it, can I? They're flowering at the moment. We were hit by a storm the other day, right after I built this system, and all the potato plants, they were in a really nice, healthy, self-standing position, and now they've all been hammered by the rain, so they're all, some of them are snapped off over here and fallen down, but they're still alive and they're still doing really well. Really looking forward to seeing what I get out of this system. There's actually a colony of predatory ladybugs living within this system. So I haven't treated it with any pesticides or anything. I've just been letting them go crazy. So let's head into the greenhouse, see how the plants are going. So I'll start off with the hooch buckets. The hooch buckets doing fantastically. The bell caps that I put in the system are really healthy. The more mature ones are bearing fruit, all of them. I did damage the leaves a little when I oversprayed pyrethrum, which is a pesticide I was using to control aphids within some of the flowers. I now know only to spray a light mist, and that's enough, whereas I was drenching them before, which is bad practice apparently. Down in front of the fruiting bell caps, we've got the strawberries, and the strawberries are flourishing. They're in flower now. I've let them start flowering, and we've got fruit on some of them. They've got runners, which I'll then root into one of the other hooch adapters, and I'll use it to create more strawberries. In this hooch adapter down here, I was just utilizing some of the pak choi that I had no place to put, and I just wanted to pack it full of as many pak choi as possible, and it's doing really well. Obviously, it's overcrowded. I'll still be able to harvest some young, healthy pak choi. Up here, I've got some eggplant, and because it's so early in the day and the sun's pretty intense at this point in time, the leaves are curling upwards, but as you can see in the video I took yesterday afternoon, the leaves will just fan out once there's less intense sun. They'll be absolutely fine a little later in the day. Over in the NFT, we've got some wasabi greens. We've also got some pak choi, which is going really well. I'm going to harvest that and eat that very soon. We've got a bell capsicum that I kind of forgot about in the system, and it's in full fruit. They are smaller, however, and I believe that's due to the smaller root size that it can achieve in the NFT. It seems to be having a good time. The overall plant size is a lot smaller, and the leaf size, it's not doing quite as well as the ones in the hooch buckets, but it's an interesting little experiment that's happening either way. The round pipe hydroponic rain gutter grow system tomatoes. They're doing fantastically. Now, I've had to start stringing them up because they're getting to that size where they're falling over in the system, and behind me there's a heap that are falling over, and I just don't have the strings and the hooks yet. So I will be stringing them up, but the tomatoes are doing really well. You can see the growth on the tips of the tomatoes is fantastic, and most, if not all, of the tomatoes are growing perfectly. There are a couple down the end that are having a problem, but that's purely because I don't think that they rooted properly in the starter plugs that I started them in. Now up to the...
Stop taking information. Y'all know how we do the Nation of Networkers. Shout out to y'all for doing your networking. Hopefully y'all done already did this, because I done showed it twice in this video. That's why it's 7:30 and I started at 6. Hell, I be going in. I be telling y'all we be having things to do. I ain't gonna rush nothing because we gonna make sure we get that networking popping. Shout out to Entice Marie. Y'all gonna go check her out. Great content creator and supporter. Yeah, that's why I say creator and supporter. You dig? You dig. I see ya. How you doing? Thanks for this video. Because you know who got a copy. Yeah, y'all see all these systems and plants he got. That's what I said. It's way more than hydrate. There's way more to it. Y'all really don't get it. I mean, shit. Then the indoor possibilities are endless. That's why I said when they try to tell y'all it's a food shortage, somebody's definitely lying because, there's people with it inside. You dig? Ain't nobody supposed to be hungry. We got indoor growers. Yeah, we got this community forum set up here these days, and then they ain't gonna be able to mess with us. Yeah, we tired of paying taxes. We're a community.
Right on your screen, you can see some lettuce seedlings that I put in there yesterday. Now, I let them way too long. They got really leggy. And I usually want to show you guys everything that happens in this greenhouse because it's as much yours as it is mine. All I did was plant them, which you've seen me do it 100 times before. Something that has been interesting me is the nutrient and EC within these systems, how it hasn't been getting leached out by the plants, which is strange because this is just like a small reservoir. You would think that the plants would favor water or nutrition, but they seem to be taking it at the exact same rate, which is fantastic. So let's have a look at the ECs within these systems. Now, this isn't to say that the plants definitely won't strip out the nutrients or the water more depending on the environment. It's just I've noticed recently that the EC and the pH of these systems has stayed pretty steady, which is really good. Actually, first, the EC in my reservoir is really hard to get to because it's quite low at the moment. The reason it's low is because one of the citrus systems, I had the flow valve too high and it drained half my res last night. Woo! So the pH is 6.5 and the EC is 2.16. And the nutrient that's in the rain gutter grow systems is 2.26, slightly like 0.1 higher, and the pH is 6.5. So the plants are almost using the exact same ratio of water and nutrients, which is fantastic. It just means that I don't have to reset these systems very often. And by reset, I mean drain this out and start with a new nutrient. So 6.6 and EC 2.17. So that's exactly the same as the res, which means that this system is using water and nutrients at the same rate. Whether they're using all of the nutrients in the spectrum of nutrients that is going into this at the same rate may differ. They could be taking up calcium or potassium, which would throw this reading off in the sense that my EC might be the same, but the ratio of elements in the res is different to this because they're being selectively uptaken. After a certain amount of time, I will empty out these systems, even though they are staying the same EC, but there's really no need to do that until you start seeing signs of a nutrient deficiency. Very interesting. And these are the Dutch bucket tomatoes. Now, these have been going really well. Now, I have had a leaf spot, so I have been treating them with an antifungal, which is Mancozeb, and that's also the reason that I've removed a lot of the foliage on the ones that are a bit more bare. Now, I have added in something to the res, which I want to show you. So this is the res for the Dutch bucket tomatoes, and as you can see, I now have two float valves. This float valve refills the res with water, and this float valve refills the res with hydroponic nutrients. So what I can do is I can turn off the nutrient refill and refill with water if I want, or when I drain the res from time to time when I want to replenish the nutrient, I can drain the res, turn off the water refill, turn on the nutrient refill, let it refill, and come back to it in my own time. And then as the plants are using the nutrient or selectively using the water, I can have it top up with either nutrient or water, depending on the environmental conditions. Sometimes the plants are using nutrient and water at the same rate, at which point I'll have the nutrient refill. But sometimes, like in summer, when it's just so hot and the plants are transpiring way too much for me to top up with nutrient, I will top up with water instead. I can just adjust my top up style to the environmental conditions at the time. So at the moment, for the past few days, I've actually been topping up with hydroponic nutrient only, no water. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to test the EC and we'll see what we've got. So the EC is 2.1. the plants have actually been selectively using nutrient faster than this has been topping it up, which means I'm going to leave the nutrients topping up the moment because there is no concentration of nutrients in this system. So once I notice the EC start to rise in the hotter months because the plants are selectively using more water, I'll turn this top up off and I'll turn the fresh water top up on. And then I can just keep an eye on the nutrients and add nutrients when needed. So the environmental conditions are going to change throughout the year, and the plant's requirements are going to change throughout the grow as well. Because they're heavily fruiting at the moment, they're selectively taking out a lot of nutrition. This system just allows you to adjust your top up depending on the plant's requirements and the environment. And just for reference, the pH of this system is 6.2. Last but not least, let's have a look at the hydroponic wasabi. I don't like lifting this up. It's rather hot today. I did actually add in some more wasabi, just little ones, just tube stock. I didn't know how else. I'm just going to take the whole thing off, I guess. After those quickly, there they are. They're doing really well. Look at them. They're going to start to drip really fast because they do not like sun at all. So I'm just going to quickly, I'll get you a shot of them really quickly. And then throw that cover back on. But you can see the little tube stock that I've added in, some of which died, but I'm hoping to get some of them through. But they're doing really, really well. As you can see, they're all facing out this way because this way is where the light is coming in, and it's just the right amount of light, I reckon. So I'm going to go and throw that cover back on right now. I might camera back up, make sure there's not too much light going in. And there you have it. Hydroponic wasabi in Queensland, Australia. So it can be done. Whether or not it lasts the summer, you'll see, I guess. Happy hydroponicking. Thanks for
Taking
watching.
them challenges, I
I'll
see.
see you
Look at
next
it.
time.
Look at Eddie. You
On
said,
Root
yeah,
Shows.
wasabi. That shit's not easy to grow. Hydroponics.
So 2 raspberries can go in the large one. Shallots, ginger, carrots, onion. Sorry, this is early California red
This is
onion.
that part where he said he put at the end because he did some videos.
Just gonna make some bros.
Y'all forgot all about it, didn't you? Didn't you? I know you did.
Just sprinkle them in like that. Oh wow. There's a lot of red onion in there now.
Oh well.
Oh no. Well, this side's going to be extremely populated. I guess I'll just cover them up. No one needs to see that. Only you and I know about that. I'm just gonna overpopulate the whole bed now. Sweet. Next. All right, beetroot. Look pretty old. Hopefully we'll get a strike. If they don't strike, I'll just replant, I guess. Another tub. All right. So these spring onions are actually an idea by one of our members on the Facebook group. Here's the post, and I was actually making this system when they said, have you planted spring onions? Well, thank you for the idea. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Jump on the Facebook group if you do want to share your ideas or, just ask questions or whatever. Or generally interact with like-minded people. So let's plant some spring onion. 6 inches apart, well cultivated, fertile soil. Well, most of them here. We've already got, that is a tomato plant. That is a tomato seedling from the sheer quantity of tomatoes that were coming up, that have seeded into this cocoa before. Wow. Same as the onion seeds. I guess they are spring onion. Go figure. More is better. Too much is never enough. And stuff like that. I'm excited to see all of these things pop up at once. Now, the reason I'm planting is obviously because we are going into spring. That's the appropriate time to plant, I guess. We're about 5 days away from spring at the moment. A little bit ahead of myself. Cover them up. Next. Now, these two beds are the shallots, and I'm giving them a ton of space because the planting instructions say to give them a bit more space than the rest of the seed packets. So I'm just going to push them straight down. You can tell the rooted end, I guess, use your common sense. I'll do the same over here. Okay. These ones I'm really excited for. Now, obviously not root vegetables, raspberries. Raspberries in hydroponics. Spring is such a fantastic time of the year. You really start to appreciate it when you deep dive into gardening. So, interesting. Plant depth, 5 centimeters. Okay. That. Very. I want to get that little bit of green we got. Look at that. There we go. That's a raspberry. A hydroponic raspberry. And again, now, you may have guessed, but I've never seen a raspberry bush before. Someone has mentioned to me that they are spiky and bushy. This definitely may not be the best placement for these. But the beauty of hydroponics is you're not committing them to the ground. I can always move. Turmeric. I'm going to plant these little bulbs because I reckon the big ones I can use. So I'll just plant everywhere, I guess. In there, in there. I've got heaps of them. I probably don't need as many as I've got over here. That's the beauty of things that just continue to multiply. Maybe I should plant some more turmeric. I might do another whole tub. Got a spare spot over there. I'll do some more. We've got leeks. I'm just going to do the same. Just going to plant them in rows. Carrots. These went so well last time. Alright, so I'm actually not even going to make rows out of this one. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull half the bed back. Just a healthy sprinkle. Now, over and again, healthy sprinkle again. And back over. We're good. Well, this ginger's easy. I'm just going to do that and a bit of that. For the radish, this one should be, I guess, the quickest to germinate and come to full term, I think. Radishes are notoriously fast. Whoa.
Shout out to showing the work. You know, that was a whole Workbook 2024 thing. Shout out to that Workbook 2024. You know, go check out that playlist. You did. Go check out that playlist. See what all we done got going on over here on TDWC.
Gas when I'm in competition, getting past, living fast, furious, staying on track, never worry when I'm spinning. Last better get it back, ride for my dog, alphabet on us, you gon' get it back, never split this pack. Whenever I witness cap, we ain't fucking with your fiction, facts, your conviction lacks. When I get up in my bag, I'ma spend, we ain't tripping off tats, clipping this tag, working on my wish list, cooking this cake. Let me flip this stack, you a flash in the pan, while you relax in the can, but deep in the pack, this a damn, putting tracks in the sand, pushing my craft at the fan, got the people all clapping their hands, putting cash in my brand, keeping my octane high, my grade and premium, 989 or 87, and when I run across state line, I'm 9-1, I gun it, clock great time when time come, disappearing in the dark horizon, way I cut turns, I'm as sharp as diamonds, got them on tilt like a car's alignment, this is raw refinement, not a hard assignment, I'ma give it gas, give it gas, bitch.
That's all the videos, but y'all know to stop by the Rumble. Shouts out to the Randall. Y'all know to go over there. TWP. Y'all know how we keep it popping. And then also to the Buy Me a Coffee. Shout out to the Buy Me a Coffee link. Y'all see we just dropped it. Oh, you over here trying to make me go in again, huh? Yeah. Put it on popcorn. Spider Pig's over there too. Y'all know to go bless him with some buy me a coffee. Like I said, there's Melinda sitting at level 2. 34 for the month. We gonna make that 10x there by the end of the year, right? Right. We're gonna get our 10x plan off because that was a good strategy to come up with. So we're gonna make that happen. Y'all know to go get y'all freebies over here in the shop. Check out the shop for the freebies down here in the products and services area. You dig? There's freebies over there. 10x the numbers. Yep. Grow depot class. I need to pick that up because that's how to make bubble hash. Yeah, definitely want to get you a hash recipe on lock, but that's up to y'all. We'll keep it moving though. Yeah, we done showed you how to run the gourmet coffee. I'm gonna keep it popping. Your boy TWP, y'all know where to get me. And I know